Baby, Michael was waiting for his moment. What's good, everybody? Thank you all so much for clicking on the video. I really appreciate it. We are here today to talk about The Traitors, Season 4, Episode 5. And the name of the episode is called, If You're Gonna Come For Me, I'll Finish You. Listen, this was a... This was a great episode. I feel like I'm so happy that I reviewed this episode and I just got it out the way. I feel like this is about to be a long review because my notes are long. We're not going to touch everything, but I got a lot to say about what happened in the episode. So please like the video. Please subscribe. Please hype the video up. Do all of that good stuff. Okay, because I'm really trying my hardest. I'm so happy that we're going to be getting an episode a week now after this. Traitors, if y'all listening, please don't do this no more. We can't do the 3 episodes and then the 2 episodes in 1 week. It's too much for people to review because there's so many moving parts. And even if you don't touch everything, like I'm not going to, it's still a lot to talk about because we have different people from different, you know what I'm saying, reality shows and different backgrounds. And so it's a lot to do. The episode started out, Tiffany just went home. And I must say, after a lot of thought, I know it's a game. But if I'm Tiffany and I'm telling y'all I wasn't a traitor, to the point to where I started to cry and y'all still voted me off, yeah, I'm good on you. I'm good on you. So for Natalie and Tara and Eric and all the people who was telling her that they were sorry and they wanted her to forgive them and have a relationship outside the show, y'all can kiss my ass.
You can kiss it.
Kiss my ass. Because our relationship wasn't important enough for you to not vote for me. Because there were no facts. The only thing that happened was Colton was suspicious of her trying to control the game, which is exactly what he was doing and exactly what he did. Even with Eric, he wasn't 99% sure that it was Tiffany. He heard a laugh, 100%. He did hear a laugh, maybe even a black female. That's a fact. But he can't be 100% sure that it was her because he didn't actually see the person. You're not 100% sure. He could have said that I heard a black person's laugh. I heard a female laugh. But I don't think that he could have said that. Again, he could have heard Monet. He could have heard Ron. He could have heard Ron. Ron really talk. You know, Ron is a straight male, but Ron has a very soft voice. And so you're not for sure that you heard Tiffany. You heard a black female voice. But again, even with the other black people in the house, because I'm trying to find a word that includes Monet as well. Even with all of the black people in the house, you can't be for sure with those 4 people. You can't be for sure that you heard Tiffany because you did not see her. So next morning, we're at breakfast time, okay? Now, the night before, the Traitors murdered someone. And at breakfast, we're trying to see who they murdered, okay? So Steven, Tara, Johnny, Jam, Michael, Ron, Mara, and Lisa, they were all up for murder, okay? Now, everyone feels bad about Tiffany. Eric says that he feels bad because his piece of evidence didn't pan out. And so Natalie asked about Ron's accusation the night before about Mara. And again, I feel like Ron is 100% wrong saying that he was certain that it was Mara. He heard like footsteps, sure, but that doesn't mean that it was the smallest person in the house. Yeah, you heard like footsteps. That doesn't mean that we go to the smallest person in the house. That doesn't mean that. You heard Candace, but that doesn't mean that it was the lightest person in the house. That's what I'm saying. All you can say is that I heard light footsteps. And I think that it would be smart to say I heard light footsteps. Let me look at all the little women in the house. I feel like that Ron and Eric's point of view should really be taken into consideration because they actually experienced the Traitors. Colton is in the breakfast room and he's saying that he's going to have to wear pie on his face because he led the charge.
Is this your own point with it?
So Colton talks about Jam crying the day before, and then Colton says that he cried too much on TV when he was on The Bachelor. And so Natalie adds that he didn't come out yet when he was on The Bachelor. And so Dorinda was shocked because she assumed when he was on The Bachelor, it was with men. And Colton said that he was convinced that he was straight at the time.
Let me tell you something, bitch, please.
Bitch, please. And this is my thing, because we got to talk. Coming out and being convinced that you were straight are 2 totally different things. Coming out implies that you're gay. You're just on the DL or you're discreet with the way that you move. Everybody don't know about you. Convinced that you were straight means that you were only messing with women at the time. Now, I remember when it was announced that Colton joined The Bachelor, or he was going to be The Bachelor, the narrative that was floating around was that he was this conservative NFL player who was a virgin.
No. Oh yes. No. Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes.
And I remember I found out about him on Wendy Williams, because I don't watch The Bachelor. I watched the season when it was the first black boy, the biracial boy. I watched that season, a little bit of it. And I think I watched a little bit of Rachel Lindsay's season. And that's it. I probably saw maybe 10 episodes of The Bachelor in my whole life. So I never, and I believe that Colton was before I believe Colton was before Rachel, if I'm not mistaken. But again, I never watched The Bachelor, but I remember Wendy talking about it. And I remember Wendy Williams saying that she smelled something fishy. So years later, when he came out the closet, I remember thinking, oh, that's what it was. That's what it was. Now, however, later, it came out that Colton had came out because he was at a bathhouse, a sex club, whatever you want to call it, in LA, and someone took his picture and threatened him with the picture.
You a motherfucking liar. You knew that?
So Colton ended up coming out, and he had to admit that he had been with men before he even joined The Bachelor.
Lying, trifling bitch.
So he was not convinced that he was straight. He already knew that he wasn't straight, and he lied to those women. That was a choice that Colton made to be deceptive. He also lied about being a virgin. That hoe was probably blown out at that sex club.
But they don't want that out, bitch.
And that, my friend, is what we call a stunt queen. That is a stunt queen. You was not no virgin. You probably was a virgin of pussy. But you was not this man who was convinced that you were straight. You had to come out and later say that. And that's my thing is, y'all get on these shows and y'all get to say stuff and you forget that's what's already out there. When he came out the closet, he went ahead and admitted that he had met with men on Jacked and Grindr before. And
you nasty.
he was doing that before he even joined The Bachelor. And he probably had to admit that because somebody in his past was threatening to come out and expose him about it. So he just went ahead and get out there. Like Funky Dineva say, shout out to the door. You know, don't let nobody spray you with your own tea.
Message.
So he was being deceptive. He was lying. He was not convinced that he was straight. Now back to the breakfast. Monet is a faithful that was murdered. I think that this is a great murder for the Traitors because it won't tie back to Lisa. Even though Eric heard Monet say Lisa's name, he also claimed that he heard Tiffany and she was a faithful, right? So his reputation is done. Candace feels bad because Monet trusted her, and because he trusted her, he met his demise. Now, should Candace have told Lisa? If I'm Candace, I would have told Lisa because it's early in the game and you want to make Lisa think that you're in her corner. But because Rob and Lisa believed Candace, a bitch like me would have just, I would have just lied about the next person and said they wanted to come after Rob to try to get them out the house. Because again, they believed Candace and she had no receipts. The Traitors are trusting each other too easily. Too easily. You get what I'm saying? But I guess it's too early in the game to be deceptive amongst each other. But yeah, I just think that it's funny that they were just like, okay, we're going to go, okay, let's go with my name. Let's go with my name. Because nobody actually heard it. Before the mission, Renna, Kristen, Candace, and Tara, they was all talking, and Renna said that she's going after Ron. And they think that he's suspicious because once Tiffany said his name, he shifted the focus to Mara. What the fuck do y'all want him to do? If he had went back after Tiffany, y'all would have accused him of going after Tiffany because she was going after him, just like y'all said that Michael was doing with Jam Jam. The thing is, y'all don't really fuck with Jam Jam and y'all don't really talk to him. So none of y'all knew that he was suspicious of Mara. But Mara knew that he was suspicious of her because he told his group. He told his group that he was suspicious of Mara. And that's why Tiffany went back and told Mara. He gave his reasons to why he went after Mara. He heard light footsteps. Are we not going to even consider that because he was wrong with Portia? That's what I'm saying. Yeah, he was wrong with Portia, but he actually experienced the Traitors. He actually experienced them. Mara and Natalie have regrets about voting for Tiffany because they weren't suspicious of her.
Dumb and dumber. No.
But they felt that Colton was so sure, but he didn't have any facts. The thing is, they went against their gut because they looked at Colton as a savior. Next, we have the mission. We go to the mission. Now, on the mission, they're going to restore a water fountain, okay? There are 8 missing statues that complete the fountain. They have to find the statue and place them in the correct spot. And to find the statue, they have to get inside the fountain and find coins. Now, the water inside the fountain is like dirty. It's probably not really dirty. It's probably dyed, but you can't really see the coins. You have to really get on your hands and knees and really feel for the coins. Now, the coins will tell you where the statues could be found. And once all the statues are in place, they will turn on the fountain and they have to get it done within 30 minutes. And I believe if they get it correctly, they add $16,000 to the prize pot. Now, by the missing statues are shields. And you can take the shield to protect yourself from the murder. What if no one takes the shield, there won't be a murder that night. If only one person takes the shield, there will be a murder that night. Okay, so they get on the mission. Now, under mostly all the statues, there were at least one shield. But the last 2 statues that they found, there were 4 shields under it. Now, we don't know if anybody actually took the shield or not. If I was a traitor, depending on the group I was in, I would convince them to take a shield. But at the moment, eyes aren't really on anyone. The traitors, well, Candace already said that she didn't want to waste the murder on Ron, right? So they won't waste a vote getting him out. But no one in the house at this point are threats to the traitor. They're suspicious of each other or just flying under the radar. So they ended up completing the mission. The group ended up completing the mission in time. So they add $16,000 to the pot. Now, after the mission, Colton is leading the discussion, convincing people to vote for Michael. Now, to be fair, he is correct. Everyone who voted for Michael night 1 is gone except for Jam Jam. But what does that mean? That doesn't mean nothing. So Colton asks Michael, when Alan goes in the turret, does he change? And so Michael says he would know. And so Colton says, the only way that we can figure out traitors is by pressing them. And Michael says, for someone who was the ringleader against Tiffany and was wrong, you would think that you would be a little bit more humble and play in the cut. And Colton said, well, that's not me. And that right there, my friends, is privilege. That is privilege. Ron, who did the same exact thing, is a pariah in the house. He is walking around with a fucking scarlet letter. He walked into a room earlier with Dorinda and Steven in there, and they got quiet. It was like an awkward silence, like they didn't even really want to talk to him. Because Ron picked wrong with Portia, everyone now thinks that he's a traitor. Portia was the first person to go home. We are on episode 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
No, 5.
5. And he still hasn't been able to live down voting Portia out or leading the charge against Portia till this day.
To this day. To this day. To this day.
This is crazy to me. Okay? Colton says, if I miss, I'm shooting again and I'm shooting you. And Mike says, you're gonna mess yourself up. You're gonna mess if you shoot for me, you're gonna mess yourself up. And Colton says that sounds like a threat of a traitor. Colton don't believe that Michael is no traitor. What he knows is that Michael is the most hated in the house, and he's going to try to use that to his advantage. After Tiffany had that talk with Michael really had calmed down. Michael really had played the cut. But Colton got him activated and feels like the house will pick Michael over him. I see the game that Colton is playing. That's a stunt queen. Listen, I gotta watch our sisters.
Y'all know y'all slick.
Slick.
I'm gonna tell you.
I know a stunt queen when I can see them coming a mile away. So Michael said in a confessional that Colton is a failed ringleader. And so Michael goes and tells the people in the house, if y'all got my name in y'all mouth tonight, you're making a big mistake. You're making a big mistake, Colton killers. I love it. The Colton killers. Even when Michael started pleading his case against Colton, I counted at least 3 people walked out of the room and left. They didn't even want to hear what he had to say. You would think Michael was the one who picked wrong, the way that everybody is reacting to Michael. You would think that Michael was the one who led them on the dummy mission. But it wasn't. It was Colton. It was Colton. So almost everybody was in the kitchen, and Colton was saying that Michael was flustered. And so Rob said, to be fair, anytime you ask Michael a question, he seems flustered. Baby, Michael came to that kitchen and finger fucked Colton and told him, you're a fucking traitor. You are a failed ringleader. After last night, you should be humble and keep your fucking mouth shut. I say, bitch. Came in that kitchen and straight finger fucked him. Finger fuck is mean putting his hand in his face, not putting in his pussy like he would want, like they probably was over there doing in their bathhouse.
Yes.
No shade, no shade.
Michael walked out the room screaming that Colton is a traitor, and Colton yelled, I want to be responsible for sending Michael Rappaport home.
I can't.
Do not.
Baby, this is privilege. This is privilege. We are watching privilege, baby, in HD, 4K, right in front of our eyes. Right in front of our eyes. That is the truth. Being that Colton led the group on a dummy mission the day before, he should be more humble. He should sit his motherfucking ass down and be quiet. He should. But this is a white male in America. He's fit, white skin, blue eyes, blonde hair. Privilege. Privilege. Who's going to stop him? Who's going to stop him? So next we at the round table. We at the round table and Candace pops it off. She said, do we want to address the shouting coming from the kitchen? Michael said what happened was conniving, colluding, commiserating, Colton. Last night, Tiffany was made to feel crazy, sad, and alone. She was isolated and pissed off, and the person who put her under fire was conniving, colluding, commiserating, Colton. He said that he's responsible for leading the charge against Tiffany. Then today, after the challenge, he was in my face questioning me, in the kitchen holding court about me. He should be keeping his mouth shut because he led the charge against Tiffany. Now, I really think that he was spot on, Michael. Listen, I don't like Michael Rappaport, but fair is fair, right is wrong. I think that Michael was spot on, but I definitely would have called out how the house had treated Ron after he was wrong and how they let Colton run around with privilege and still continue to run the motherfucking house.
You better believe I'm going to talk about it.
See, the Traitors would have sent me home. I'm a Black Panther to my soul. Ain't no way I would have been at the round table and then bring up the way that Colton was able to maneuver around the house in a way that everybody has treated Ron like a motherfucking outcast over a mistake. They would have sent me home. They would have said, oh, baby, he a problem. He a problem. Then Michael went on to say, nobody in this room will be able to hold the secret better than you. Baby, the way that it was perfect. Perfect. Give him his hands.
Come on, give it up. Give it up. Give it up. Give it up.
It was perfect, baby. When I tell you, Michael has been waiting on this moment for life like Nicki Minaj. Well, we ain't gonna say Nicki Minaj. He's been waiting on his moment. He's been waiting on his housewife moment. Better than you. Nobody will be able to keep a secret better than you. And Colton said, there it is. Played the victim. And said, so you think it was fun for 29 years of my life? Then he went on to say, you said I held a secret for 29 years. Michael said, I didn't say that you held a secret. He said, well, you insinuated it. No, he did not.
Now you're lying. Now you're lying.
Then Johnny says you can't fault someone for being forced inside a closet for the majority of their life. And Michael said, I'm not talking about a closet. And so Johnny says, that's what we took it as.
Of course.
Because you always want to be a victim. Now let's talk. Let's get to Colton having fun for 29 years. Do I think that he was having fun for 29 years?
Yes.
Yes. I do. Yes. He was having a motherfucking ball, baby. He was having a ball. Colton was meeting men online, his words. Colton was going to bathhouses and sex clubs, his words. Colton got on The Bachelor looking for a wife. Colton lied to those women. Okay? He lied and said that he was a virgin. He lied and said that he was straight. It was all a lie.
Lying ass bitch.
It was a choice that he made. He did not have to fill out those applications and paperwork to get on that show and deceive those women. That was a choice that Colton made. And Johnny, sister, shut your ass up. Shut your ass up. Because Colton was not forced inside of a closet. We all have cousins and uncles that we've never seen with a woman. Not at a birthday dinner, not at Thanksgiving, not never. Those are men who are forced inside of a closet. That was not Colton.
Like what?
That's the reason why.
He did not have to drag those women into his lies and deception. That was a choice that he made. And I just think that it's so funny Because when I was in high school and in college, there was this whole, DL phenomenon going on where people were finding out that their men were DL, and it was, these black men were DL, and they was having wives and stuff, and they were still sleeping with men behind their back. But for Colton, this white man in America, to be caught up for doing the same thing is crazy. But again, this is a white man in America with privilege. Colton is the reason why our community is met with disdain from women. It's okay to be gay, but don't bring women into your bullshit.
Message.
Don't bring women into your bullshit. How is saying that homophobic? He's toying with these women's lives. They didn't sign up for that shit. You took away their choice to choose if that's what they wanted to deal with. If they wanted to deal with a gay man. If they wanted to deal or be in a loveless marriage. You took away their choice. Some women would have said, I signed up for a lavender marriage. But you took away these women's choice. These women thought they was getting with a conservative version. And he only was a version of pussy. Because he was already on Jacked and Grindr in bathhouses and shit.
You a nasty motherfucker.
Now, he got caught in the bathhouse after he had went on The Bachelor, but he admitted that he had already messed with men before he joined The Bachelor. And when he joined The Bachelor, he was saying that he was a virgin. And another thing, Colton doesn't get to bring up him being a football player every chance he gets, and that's why, and blame him being a football player on his aggression. And then when Michael brings up him being secretive, and I really don't think that he was talking about him being on the DL. I think he was talking about the blind side that they threw on Tiffany, but in this case, it tracks and it fits. And my thing is, you can't have it both ways. We can't talk about your glory years when you was playing football or whatever. We're not gonna bring up your DL days and when you was deceiving women and lying to women and all that other fuck shit that you was out there doing. You can't have it both ways. We talking about everything, baby. We talking about everything. Colton brings up at the table that everybody who voted for Michael except for Jam Jam is gone. Michael says, so you think that it's just one traitor running the whole show? Ron jumps in and says, I think it's you and Dorinda. You know what I love about Ron? I stand Ron because Ron is going to speak his motherfucking mind. And that's what I love. He's not, he's wrong a lot, right? But he's not letting that the people in the house don't fuck with him, not letting him speak his mind. He's going to throw how he feels out there, just like everybody else. Dorinda says to Ron, I think that you're a housewife hunter. He says, no, I don't watch Housewives. I don't even know who y'all are. What? Now, in Ron's defense, I definitely would have thought that Dorinda was a traitor, being that she was brought back from last season. Me coming in, just playing the game, if I come into the house and I see Mama Kelsey, I know that's a traitor. Point blank in the period. And if I see Dorinda, I'm thinking she's a traitor because they brought her back.
I'm sorry. I have to be honest about it.
Now, maybe if Mama Kelsey wasn't there, I probably would have voted for Dorinda the first night and said, girl, I think that they brought you back to be a traitor because you went home first last week. You was weak sauce last season, and I think that's why they brought you back. I definitely would have thought that, okay? Dorinda says, that she tries to get to know Ron and his family, and Ron says, my family is none of your fucking business.
Wait a minute.
Now, hold on, Ron. Listen. That was a lie. I don't think that she deserved that. Ron. I'm just being honest with you. I got your back, but I don't think that she deserved that. She didn't deserve that. Ron said that one of the things that has been brought up against him is that he doesn't really want to get close to anyone. He said because that creates a bias. And he's correct because people still think that he's a traitor because he was cool with Mama Kelsey. But I also, if I'm being honest, I think that's coming from hurt and how people turned on him in the house after he was wrong about Portia. I do. So Natalie says that she thinks that they should just vote Michael out of the house. So then Eric starts trying to give his spiel about Michael wasting precious time and throwing things out there. You mean like Colton did last week? What did Colton call it? His big swing? You mean like Colton's big swing last week? And so Michael says the man with the magic ears. And everybody is oh, really? Be quiet. It's met with disdain. That was the truth. You had magic ears last week. And you contributed to what Colton did last week by going after Tiffany, and y'all were wrong. You did not hear Tiffany. And so Michael is saying, wait a minute, me saying that is offensive? Y'all just don't like Michael. Y'all just don't like Michael. But my thing is, where was the coddling for Ron? We coddling Eric and Colton. But where was the coddling for Ron? Nobody was coddling Ron. Till this day, Ron is walking around the house with a scarlet fucking letter. Till this day.
These bitches trying to child boo.
Colton weaponized his sexuality again and said, at this point, I don't want to be in the same room as you. Over words? You don't want to be in the same room as Michael over words? I'm sure Cassie felt the same way. Because you did way more than use words on her.
You did.
So it's time to vote. It's time to vote. Michael got the first vote. Ron got the second vote. And Colton was the third vote. Colton said that he voted for Michael and said, you don't make me feel good. I don't want you in the castle.
Girl, bye.
Everybody ended up voting. Michael got 11 votes. Ron got 5. And what I noticed and what I found so interesting is that all of the housewives voted for Ron. And, you know, I want to take my hats off to the housewives. Salute to real bitches. Salute to real bitches. And for them not letting Colton weaponize his sexuality on this show. These are girls who argue on their shows all the time. And they seen right through the bitch. They seen right through the bitch. Salute! So Michael is banished. Michael got up there and said his speech. Michael said, you know, the name of the game is to capture traitors. You just voted out the best looking.
Who said that?
Smartest and dopest faithful. Okay? And he left. Alan lets them know, you know, they will find out if anyone took a shield from the mission earlier at breakfast the next day. After the round table, after Michael is voted out, most of the players are starting to realize that Colton played the victim and led the charge again. And as Michael said, he's a failed leader again. And now they suspect that he's a traitor.
Take her down.
Johnny even said that Colton spent the day whipping votes for Michael. And what do you know? And what do you know? After the second failed attempt, the failed leader is again holding court trying to get intel on Lisa Rinna.
I know that ain't who I think it is.
Now, he's correct this time. But listen to what he said, because I told y'all this at the last review. Listen to what he said. He said, I have a feeling that if Lisa was a true faithful, she would be playing with me.
Don't you guys, I said it. I said it.
Didn't I tell y'all that's the reason why he voted out with Tiffany? He didn't see Tiffany coming to him as her savior. He seen Tiffany over there with Michael, and he had a problem with the way that she was playing the game. And he wanted to take a big swing. So now he feels like, oh, wait a minute, Lisa ain't really coming to me. She ain't really playing with me. She might be a traitor.
Clock it.
Now, he laid out a whole bunch of facts, but baby, this is the thing. You don't get points for this. You don't get points for this, mama. You had 2 misses. At some point, you were bound to get something right. You were bound to get something right. You don't get points for this. Now, if I'm in the house, I wouldn't listen to shit Colton said. I wouldn't listen to shit Colton said. And it's a good thing that Rob is in the room when he's saying all of this shit. Johnny was in there talking to his good girlfriend, Tara, and he said that Rob is so hot, he can't even look at him.
Feel like I'm
all right.
Do I think that Rob is hot? He all right. He all right. To me, I think that he looks like a younger Sylvester Stallone. That's what he kind of gives me, like a younger Sylvester Stallone, okay? So the traitors meet at the turret, and Rob tells Rinna word for word what Colton said. And they feel like if they can get a vote, Colton is gone. The thing is, Colton pled his case in front of Dorinda, Mara, and Jam Jam. I think that Dorinda will probably end up taking a fall if they can vote and they vote Colton out. I don't think that Mara even knows what she signed up for. I think that she's looking for Ron to be her knight in Rob to be her knight in shining armor and carry her through the game. Okay? Jam Jam might be a problem, but I don't think that people in the house will follow his lead on anything. Again, there is a difference in the way that Jam Jam shows up and the way that Colton shows up. I don't think that I will be shocked if the people follow Jam Jam. I will be. Okay. It's funny because I think that it's crazy that people are suspecting Lisa Rinna. Now, in Lisa Rinna's defense, I don't think that she's playing a bad game. But if we're at the round table, I'm gonna let y'all talk. I don't really got nothing to say at the round table. Who y'all want me to call out? Who y'all want me to call out? What do y'all want her to do at the round table? Every time we get to the round table, Colton is trying to take charge. So what do y'all want Lisa Rinna to say? What is she supposed to say? I think that Colton was upset that Lisa Rinna, he was sitting with Lisa Rinna all day. He was friends. Go back and look at breakfast. He was sitting with Lisa Rinna all day. And I think that Colton was upset that she did not vote for Michael.
I don't give a fuck what y'all saying. I don't give a fuck what y'all saying at all.
Now, he do got facts, but that ain't what it was. You want to put eyes on Lisa Rinna now because she didn't vote for Michael. And you wanted to weaponize your sexuality against Michael. That's what you want to do. But we'll see. We'll see. That was the episode. We'll see. That was the episode. Okay. Do y'all think that anybody took a shield? I think that I would have took a shield. And do you feel, well, it's a fact. It ain't do you feel. Colton weaponized his sexuality. That's a fact. Again, being gay is not a problem. The problem is it's gay men who know they're not attracted to women, choosing to date them anyway, lying by omission, stringing them along and wasting their time, and cheating with men while pretending to be straight. That is deceptive, that is selfish, that is cruel, and that is a choice. That is a choice. He was being secretive. That was a choice. Okay? But y'all, that's all I got right now. Thank y'all for clicking on the video. Y'all, I really appreciate the love and support. Please like the video. Please hype the video up. Please share the video. Please subscribe. And I will see y'all later. Adios.